Good evening.
How's it going?
Good. Cold in here. I just turned up the heater.
It's hard to beat the ceiling. Keep the heat in there.
Yeah.
All right, it is what it is. Let's have one of those.
I think Steve has some printouts there in front of you, like a calendar. And, we also recruited Shaylin to help with our minutes here, the meeting.
No pressure, babe. No pressure.
And just so you know, I'll have to tell the other board members too later, but, a little confusion with
Not quite for sure what that means. Oh, okay.
What is the name of this thing again?
Board book premiere.
I'm at 38%.
What is this? Oh. If it's green, it's like.
I had it plugged in, but
Yeah,
it's
right.
on forever.
Hello?
Yeah, and when you push that,
Oh,
it's
4 o'clock.
everybody.
0%? That's not right.
No, it was at 22%. That's why I thought it should have
They should
charged more than that.
Check your cord, maybe you got a short, of course. Should take.
Always something.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm willing to make the sacrifice, yes.
Oh, I'll be secretary.
Okay.
So Shaylin gonna be the new, that's what Kathy said.
You want to not. And he did explain to you that you have to lead the pledge, right? Okay.
fine with that as long as that's it.
We do it at the high school every day, so.
Well, it's kind of tradition.
Okay. Yep, that's.
I would feel kind of weird if she didn't, you know, if you don't. It was always Kathy's.
I know. The few board meetings I was actually present for, she did them, so. I expected it.
I guess I lied, it doesn't have today's on that plan.
Okay.
You want today's?
Huh?
I have to have a paper agenda, I can't think on a computer.
Can't think on a computer.
Yeah, I need today too, please.
I thought it was today's when I looked at it. So I started
Last
reading it.
month.
Yeah.
Then started reading.
Well, you did.
I can't come out of it. 40 years.
This is gonna be hard to put notes on.
Anybody need TV? I don't think so, and you found it, you connected the phone.
Right, last month, huh?
Okay.
All right, we're good. When we come to adopt the agenda, we'll give me a chance to explain a couple things.
Yeah.
So right after the invocation, when we adopt the agenda.
Okay. Is it supposed to say the 12th, not the 21st?
No, that's that's
Where?
December 8th.
One of them says December, or 1/21.
Oh.
I only have one.
The first little thing in the,
Yeah, up here, this one?
I'm not giving you mine.
No, that's right.
mine.
There's two strikes.
Extra.
Oh, no.
School.
Would you get us some pins, please? We're gonna need the ones to sign the,
Sure.
oh, thank you, Steve.
And I guess technically.
Where does it say the
the
25th?
very first thing, opening items, and then it says public meeting notice. It says 1/21/2021 instead of 1/12.
Oh, on the attachment, on the board.
Yes, the first attachment.
But it's not on this.
I haven't looked at
It
that.
says 112 on it. On your.
When you open it, it says 1/12 in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Why do we have this?
Last month, we decided what we said was what we said.
Oh.
Not signing it.
Still got a minute.
I saw.
That's slow, but this says a minute.
Well, I was just wanting to know if it's ready to start as soon as we start.
I'm SOL anyway.
We're ready?
Yeah.
See it, that helped. It did what I needed it to.
Here we go.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Then we'll do roll call. Who's gonna do that? Okay.
Mr. Andrew Bushman.
Here.
Mr. Dayton Place.
Here.
Parson Place.
Here?
Mr. Olson.
Here.
Robinson.
Here.
Mr. Phil.
Here.
No.
Yes.
Thank you. Go to the Pledge of Allegiance. Who would like to lead us in that? Okay.
Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you have anybody want to say the invocation?
I'll say it.
Okay.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity we have to meet together, community members, and the board of this school district. We ask you to please bless us as we discuss the things today, that we can have an open mind and then we can look for the best answers and things for this community. We thank you for all that we have. We thank you for those who are defending our freedom, and we ask you to bless this nation, especially the leaders. We pray these things in Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Go to the,
Yeah, for adoption of the meeting, there's a couple of things I just wanted to bring to your attention. One, the executive session minutes from December wasn't listed on here, so we'll have them on the February one. We do have them. I don't know if we have a signed copy, but we'll, usually I think the clerk signs it when we leave executive session. So we'll have that listed on the agenda, just as a technicality, next month, if that's okay with the governing board, since it wasn't listed. It's kind of a gray area because it's not listed as a separate meeting, but that's how we've done it traditionally, is two different, attachments, so. But the more important thing when it comes to, approving the agenda or, adopting the agenda tonight, there's two things that I'd like to ask the board to exclude, or you can wait until we come to those items. There was an oversight because they were listed on the agenda for two separate things last month. Lisa Geyer and Trina Larson. They were, Lisa was approved as an instructional aide and a substitute. And when I saw this, I made the mistake, added her as a substitute because I only saw where she was approved as aide. Anyway, she was approved as both last time, so we don't need her approved again this month. And then Trina Larson, I think she was approved as a coach or volunteer and a substitute. Same thing, oversight on my part, so we can exclude them from the formal adoption of the agenda, or just take no action when it comes to them, but probably shouldn't approve them both two times.
so should we adopt the agenda as, with those things removed?
That would be,
I would.
work better.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Is that all that you needed to?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, so I motion that we adopt the agenda with those two, people excluded.
I'll second it.
Okay, call for the vote. Dayton?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Eldon?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Okay. And
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the December 8th, 2020 regular board meeting.
I'll second it. Okay, myself, yes. Eldon?
Yes.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Dayton?
Yes.
Move to the superintendent's report.
Yes, there's some things I wanted to update you on and, answer any questions you might have about things that are going on in our district. First, and, you know, if you have questions during this time, feel free to stop me, and I might refer to the principals, or the manager on something, but, the AIA reconvened and met today and re-voted on the sports, and they are gonna have sports, but they put some exceptions or some rules in there, like they have to wear masks, the players now. At least at this time, maybe they'll revisit that again, I don't know. And then you can only, parents, only the mother and father can attend, is what it says, for home games, so they can't travel. That, that's what, I think there are gonna be some questions about that. Referees will stop the game and I guess leave if they see people in the stands without masks or, not following the rules. So those are some of the things, and that's been talked about quite a bit today with different, and the different circles in education, so.
So it'll be the same schedule that was previously,
Yeah.
with games starting like
18th. A week from today.
Tuesday?
Week from today, yep.
We're gonna proceed with the junior high as well, following the same rules, is that, yeah?
The White Mountain doesn't follow all the AIA rules, and as of now, they haven't come out with anything that I've seen since the decision that AIA made today. But as it stands, before, last week, before they said no sports, the White Mountain League was going to do no fans, and also, I'm gonna take that off, they were gonna do no fans, and they were also going to, kind of follow most of the AIA's rule. But it's, now that from what I hear, they've kind of opened it up a little bit more to allow some fans.
You know, it would be interesting if we could get some sort of report from like the coaches and the refs after they're not being fans, especially in reference to the kids. I mean, I know that fans a lot of times will get them all hyped up and
Makes it
all,
more exciting, yeah.
but they also put a lot of pressure on them.
Good point.
So it would be interesting, I mean, I don't know how we can do that other than maybe at the end of the whole thing, just ask them, what did you see?
Definitely.
Are they gonna have to wear masks while
Players?
playing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in practice?
Yep. Today was the first day we had practice with all of them wearing masks, and they all did well. I told them, for the boys, if you have any problems breathing whatsoever, you can take it off for a second and catch your breath, or come tell me, we'll give you a break, and they all did fine. Not a single one needed a break, so.
Used, how wonderful.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? I was tired watching practice.
Mr. Phil, did you say something?
Yeah, there's just a lot of things that, along with that, what I was gonna say, so all these coaches and organizations had a plan in case they didn't reverse their decision to do club, like, USA Wrestling. And I saw, and I have not talked to Mr. Miller or our athletics director about this, but I saw as part of their decision, you can't, if they catch you doing that now, they're gonna disqualify you from the AIA. So, our basketball team.
During that specific
Correct.
season, okay.
When they were gonna cancel it, that opened it up for you to do club sports.
Right.
Now that they brought it back, yeah.
So anyway, that was just an interesting thing. The calendar information, I'm gonna save for that agenda item. We have a lot of things that I can add to that information. A few other things I wanted to follow up on from our last, meeting. Let's see, there was a question about the biometric screening, health screening, that, the board approved. We approved like an incentive for employees. And so Mr. Mills followed up with the insurance, and, basically it is only for people that are on our insurance. Now, they would, allow us to do, dependents or other employees not on ASBATE insurance, but there would be a fee for that. So their HSA can help cover it, but it would be, about $107 is what they estimated. So you guys had asked that. So, you know, we can discuss that or, give me some input if you'd like, and we can even make it a future agenda item if you want to make it a directive or something like that.
That was how much?
107, so, which I suppose is reasonable for, the service that it is. But that HSA card can help cover it. That's all correct, that's your understanding of that, okay. Just making sure. Let's see, calendar questions. We had, another, I don't know if it was a question or just wanted some information on the solar project, and I did happen to receive this report just at the end of last week. I think it was Friday afternoon we got it, or something like that. And so we do have last year's solar report. So just a quick summary on that. There's 3 arrays of panels. That's how they break it down. And then they had projections for each one of those, which we actually did meet the projection and exceeded them. The highest producing months were, to my surprise, it looks to me, it appears to be the May and June, and even April was higher than July. And I wonder if that might have been some panel that malfunctioned or something, because you would think July would have been a little bit higher production. But it exceeded by about $1,500 total over the year, all 3 arrays. So it's cutting it pretty close. I mean, that's a close margin, but that is the official report we've received from the group that monitors that.
Is that just what it produces, or is that
No,
what it produces minus
that's,
what we use?
yeah, that's over. No, over projection. It doesn't cover everything we use, you know.
Okay.
So it produced over, if you were to put it in dollars, about $1,500. Now, at the end of the window, the time frame that we leased the work out for, all the savings will come to the district. And this year it was a little over $80,000, all 3 arrays, if I remember right. So that would be money, 12 years from now, or what, I don't remember. That's not even 12 years, it's less than that. It's 2028, is it? 2029. That money will all go to our budget.
That we're not leasing it anymore.
Right. Now, there's degradation and stuff that comes with those panels, but, every year.
But won't we need to put that extra money aside to fix panels and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, there'll be a cost, but hopefully, we'll be operating that in the black, So if we're saving $80,000 a year, let's say hypothetically, electricity's probably gonna go up. But if we're saving that much, we can replace panels and do those type of things and still come out on top.
And didn't you say that there was somebody that you'd already been either in touch with or that had got in touch with us that was not as expensive?
I don't recall to monitor it. It's probably more competitive now. We have an accountant that can help us break down the reports and audit them and make, but it's pretty clear now. We're getting all the information I think we need. At the end of the term, we probably want to shop and get somebody else up here to.
We probably want to start looking a year or so out and find.
These guys aren't going to want to work with us at the end of this.
Maintaining it. If they can stay maintained, you're going to produce, it's worth having someone maintain them.
Yeah.
When you have that much
2028.
invested in it, it's worth hiring somebody to maintain them.
Absolutely. We definitely don't want to drop the ball on that, whatever we do. Okay, let's see, other things that I wanted to update you guys on, and might be in my, we had a license plate taken from one of our cars in the district office, so the people have been working on that. Mr. Miller specifically, Brad Neal, Mr. Diaz, they've all helped, with that. Jason, looking on cameras and trying to get that, and working with law enforcement.
So a license plate was taken off of one of the
Yeah.
school's
Yeah.
vehicles?
Yep.
And put on a personal?
A stolen vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody that committed a crime.
2 crimes.
I think more than that.
I'm guessing at least 2. That might be the little part of their problem.
So, you know, that's what that is. I don't know much more than
We-
that at this time, but
So we haven't found,
they'll update us when they, I'm sure, like, give us victims' rights and information when they catch the perpetrator. But that's interesting. That's the first time I've known, or I've heard that happened to us.
so do we need to get a new,
Yeah, they did.
license plate
Mr.
or-
Diaz did.
yeah,
Got a new one already.
I imagine it's a different one than the,
I think so.
The old one was beat up, too bad to use again.
it came back?
Yeah, the way that we found out, actually, the cop found a guy and had the wrong license plate. They came to our school, and they had my number, so they called me, and, yeah, it was one of our cars. So they actually found it. It's been stolen over the weekend.
They called Brad Neal too, so.
And Jason hasn't been able to find it so far, or is that still confidential because of the
Yeah, it's kind of confidential, but so I'd rather not say in this public meeting, but yeah, Jason's working on it.
Okay.
A few things from my report. Also asked last month was what the Prop 208 was gonna mean to our district. So we do have an estimate on that, and that's about, $340,000 annually, to our district. But there's a couple things to remember about that. They really don't know yet, because it's based on revenue from taxes. So that's a pretty rough estimate. They said, don't even, think about budgeting with that money until 22, 23. So it's, not next year. And it's being challenged in court. So, you know, that's what it is, but, we're just kind of setting it aside right now until we know more. But for our district, you had asked, about 340,000. There was also a question about the carry forward from last year. About 200,000 in maintenance and operations and 36,000 in capital. Capital would have been more, large equipment purchases, things like that. So there was some carryover in those categories. Interestingly enough, we had a discussion last month about the decline in students, and now we're up some students at both campuses, the start of this semester. So it's what it is. I put down here the estimate about 10 students. That includes elementary and high school, so it's up a little bit. Also found out there was what they call an integrity error in our enrollment count between what the state has in their system and what we have of 4 students, special ed students. So once that gets reconciled, and that should happen this week, we think we already have it fixed. That amount that we talked about, that was a result, is gonna be less than what, we had the discussion about how much each student was worth. So that will decrease once that.
Now they're worth less.
Yeah.
I don't think we should say our students are worth more
No.
or less than others.
Right. Yeah. And I think you know what I mean, but that's good. Oh, the new van is, good to go, so that Mr. Diaz has that, title, and the teams are planning on using that, right away here. So we think it was a good deal. It seems like they're excited about that. We might even look at another one that they have for sale. Science fair is coming up. Mr. Hutchins also reported to me, earlier today about the spelling bee that is gonna be in the auditorium next Monday, and for the first time ever, they're looking at maybe televising that and putting some more pressure on the kids, so, but that's all right.
Is that because of restrictions of
Yeah, they're only,
attendance?
yeah, they're only letting, parents in, like the AIA, but, maybe it'll be a good thing to have it televised. They're gonna look at it as a team of teachers and administration, but I wouldn't be surprised. Jason said he was gonna make preparations to do it once he gets the final go-ahead from Mr. Hutchins.
That would be a great place to have to wear a mask. You wear a big one, I could probably spell that way.
So other than that, like I said, the science fair there, February 23rd in the old gym. And the rest of my report is there, but I can update anything that you might want more information on.
Are we looking at the public still going to the science fair thing, or limiting that, or what?
It's usually, you guys can interject, it's usually not that big of a problem. There's enough space and stuff. We can require masks, maybe.
We haven't really discussed that yet, but, like you said, usually there's not a lot of people in one space in that, so.
I wouldn't think that would have any issues with that.
And it's not till, end of February, so we have some time to look.
Maybe they'll be vaccinated by then, everyone. I could give you a quick update on that too. I'm sorry, just failed to get that in writing last week. So I had surveyed some people to see if they're interested in getting a vaccine here, and the current numbers are like this. 31 people, at least the last time I looked at it. 31 people took the survey I put out. 16 said they were willing to register for that if we could do it here on site, and 15 said they'd rather not, but they did at least do the survey, which I appreciate. North Country Healthcare then told me that it might be a better option for them if we could bus people to Holbrook to get it done.
Could you do that? Will they do it on a Friday?
They said Friday would work good.
Okay.
So I will be...
How many people didn't respond, or what percentage, or whatever?
Well, if we count subs
curiosity.
and everything, we have, I think, about 60 or 65 on that email list. So we were
close
trying to
to
get the
half.
word out to subs and stuff too. So might be a little less than say. I haven't counted. That's a guess on my part.
What does North Country need to come here? How many are they looking at?
That's a really good question. I plan on asking that in my follow-up question. They asked me first. They said, "How many do you have?" And at the time, I had 10. And I said 10. He goes, "Do you think that's going to increase a lot?" I said, "No." He said, "Oh, that's unfortunate because we need more than that to get over there." And so I was like, "Oh, to get all the nurses and stuff, because they got to keep it frozen and bring it over here, we need a lot more than that," was what the doctor said. But now I'm wondering if we're close to that number.
And I was also wondering if, I think the fire district's under the same basic thing, if you're a firefighter and stuff, that they'll be allowed to start getting the shots. Maybe we could team up with them or something like that.
Or even like the elderly in our community, we talked about that. So if you're over 75, you're in that phase. So if if that number is 25, and we could find some people in the community that would want to come to the school that were in that category and take the shot, it would be worth it. But they got to give me that number, and I plan on calling them tomorrow since I didn't hear back today.
It's a good idea. I think it might be beneficial to the community.
Yeah, so maybe once I get that number, I'll look at calling the fire department, like you said, and then talking to some people about, if we can see if some of the elderly might want to register prior to. That's probably what you got to do to finalize it, is get people to register online, and then when they see those numbers are solid, then they finalize their visit over here. But they're ready to go this Friday. And I've talked to our transportation. They're ready to have a bus for us.
And the people that would rather just drive themselves over because they need to go shopping anyway can,
Yeah.
I imagine you don't have to get off the bus to get the shot.
Yes, you do at this facility. What this facility is doing is monitoring vitals before and after, and they wait 15 minutes after you have had the shot to make sure there's no adverse reaction, and then they let you go. Not all facilities are doing that, but North Country is doing that, so it's going to take some time.
That's going to be a long time with that many. people.
Bring your knitting.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Anything else, other information we need from him or the principals or the business manager? Okay. Motion that we approve, call to the public. Is there anybody's name on there? One? I'll start reading.
I waive the reading and promise to obey the rules.
Do ya?
Yes.
Okay. We won't read it then. I'm guessing that person's you.
I understand.
Okay. I motion that we approve the consent agenda items under for A and B is all there is.
Carson,
Let
he's
him
on.
do his,
So did he, I was gonna.
He's on call to the public.
are you gonna let him do his call to the public?
I thought,
We talked about this.
okay. Then I have to read it.
No, that's what he was saying, he's waiving his right to
I
read
waive
it.
the promise.
You don't have to read it,
Okay.
he'll just go ahead and say
Okay, go
it.
ahead. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying.
Well, I maybe said it wrong. Welcome to 2021. There's been a lot of talk about closing the country down for 6 to 8 weeks. But the governor in his Monday speech said he wants things open, he wants kids to come back to school, and he's the person that makes the decision for our state. So I think on that ground, we're looking pretty good. If you haven't seen the governor's speech, it's only 17 minutes, and I think it'd be good for you to take a look at it. He does talk about education extensively. The other thing is the transition team and the President-elect's words are that the current administration screwed education up. They want to go back to the Obama-era type education, and we all know that that came with a lot of unfunded mandates. So what I'm suggesting is that we take a very good look at what we can save, how we can look at our high expense, high budget items, because as funded mandates come down, we have to start shutting things down like we did last year. So I think it's time to take a good look at that and try to get our finances and things in line and to have a plan and be like the Boy Scouts and be prepared. I don't know that these things are gonna happen, but good executives and good managers have a optional plan when they can see the storm coming. So those are the kind of things I'd like to bring up tonight, and have it for some presentation, maybe a budget meeting later or something where we can sit down and take a good hard look at some things that we might be impacted with later.
Thank you. Okay. A motion that we approve the consent agenda items in 4A and B.
Second it?
Can we discuss something on it?
Uh-huh.
Sure, no, that's motion.
After it's
Second.
seconded.
Yeah.
I just want to catch before I went to vote. On the expense and vouchers and stuff, it's not listed on the I know it's on for the board to see, but it's not on the paper. Why did we not put it on the paper like we have in 100 years past?
It's really long, and it just, this time, and so, most school districts put on an attachment, and I looked at it, and I thought, you know, that might be a little more, make it a little more concise this time, but the attachment is available to the public. It's on the website, and anybody who wants to see it can click on it and see it, just like they can see the agenda.
What's it titled? Do you know? It'll
Vouchers
be
for
under the-
approval,
Yeah, okay.
entitled Vouchers for Approval, and that lists the voucher number, the date, the fund, and the total amount of the voucher.
Does that answer your question?
It answers it. I prefer it to go ahead and stay on there just because it's
Okay,
one less thing for anybody to ever say anything about.
okay.
But, or more things, someone say something about how we're gonna look at it.
maybe instead of adding it because of the length, we could put a note of where to find it on the website.
Was not,
But how hard would that be? I mean, would that be more streamlined?
Yeah,
how many
sure.
pages?
Put a note,
Well, it would just add another half a page to the board agenda is this time, you know, well, maybe not half a page, quarter of a page maybe, and that's why I thought the board people might appreciate not having a multi-page thing, but if they don't appreciate it, then we'll put it all on there. But
It doesn't look
but
like
either
it's
way,
that much more than normal.
well, this time it was more than normal, and so, not a big deal, whatever you want to do, but yeah, Rhonda, that, you know, we could certainly do that, but when you go, and look at the agenda, it's on the website, it's a link they can click, just like anything, all the other attachments. Most of the attachments are public, available to them.
We'll do maybe we'll plan on doing a note if we don't have it listed here. You know, we'll do one or the other. If it's really long but now that we've had a request to attach it, I think we'll try and attach it.
And it looks like it'd be the same as last month as far as length. 16 items.
Any other comments or questions? Okay. Call for the vote. Myself, yes. Dayton?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Rhonda?
yes.
Eldon?
Yes.
Down to personnel request. I motion that we approve the personnel for employment assignments under 5A, the resignations.
Second it?
Any discussion? Okay. Call for the vote. Dayton?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Eldon?
Yep.
Myself, yes. Thank you to those that were resigning, and hope they continue the direction they want to go. Motion that we approve the personnel appointments under 5B.
There's only one there,
You didn't
because
do-
there's two of them that we
There's
didn't.
2 resignations, and you specified the first one. So now we've got to do the second one. You specified Mary Spurlock, and then we need to do Annalise Castellano, also.
I motioned that we do all of 5A, the 2 resignations. Didn't I? That's what I meant. Is that not what it said?
Is that what you got? All of 5A?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And there's only the one on 5B, correct? Okay.
You might as well just name that one out.
Mary,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve Mary Spurlock as a substitute teacher. How's that?
I thought that's what I did. Okay.
You want to second it?
I'll second it.
There you go.
Myself, yes. Eldon?
Yep.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Andrew? Dayton?
Yes.
Okay. I motion that we approve the, do we need to break each one of these down, or can we do all of 6?
Probably break them
Probably
down.
break it
Okay.
down.
The basketball program fundraiser.
Second it?
Do we have any questions or discussion? Okay. Call for the vote. Dayton?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Eldon?
Yes.
Myself, yes. I motion that we approve the district extension of employee, Family First COVID Relief Act leave through January 31st, 2021.
March 31st, 2020.
What did I say?
January.
Wow, I can't. March.
January, March, not even close, man.
I guess it's January. March 31, 2021.
There you go. I'll second it.
Okay, I might just be wore out and tired, but what is it?
I can give a quick on this unless were you gonna say something?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so this would be the, their federal funds wouldn't cover this anymore. This is our district covering, employees who are missing school due to COVID. They show some kind of documentation to us that that they have COVID, or had it, or a close family, like a spouse, and.
Where they have
that-
to quarantine
yeah.
them all?
And then that would be, 10 days, or, no, it's actually 80 hours, right?
Yeah.
80 hours.
Well, 2 weeks, whatever that is for that particular employee's work schedule.
Okay, because teachers are a little bit less than
Yeah.
80 hours, but
Yeah.
so the district would pick up the cost of this through March 31st. That's what I'm,
What? That very last bit, I didn't get that very last bit.
Through March 31st.
That we're getting federal funds.
No, it ended December 31st.
Oh, and so now you're asking that we approve that the school district now picks it up till then?
Yeah.
And then we'll need to reevaluate it
So are you gonna
probably
look for
then.
reevaluating it after the 31st then?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I want to interject this. Here we are going to all this trouble to get them vaccines and everything, and I think not. I mean, we can discuss it then, but that's where I'm looking.
Okay.
If the board wants, my rationale, I can provide that. I don't know if you want it or need it. But to sum it up quickly, we just don't want to give any incentive to come to school sick. We want to keep our schools as safe and healthy as possible. So if there's a question, we don't want them saying, well, I don't want to use my own sick leave, so I'm going to come. I don't.
Okay, so how many times do we buy back or do we buy back their leave
Sick
that
leave.
they don't use?
Yeah, we do. The sick leave when they retire, if they've been here more than 5 years, to something.
We don't do it on a yearly basis?
No, we only do it when
Okay.
they retire.
Only when they're $2.
And we're not adding to their leave, so if they don't, this doesn't add to their leave, correct?
Right.
So it's not like we're saying, here's more leave, and then they keep it if they don't use it.
Right. And if they've already used it, they don't get another 80 hours.
Right.
So it's just kind
Okay, that makes a difference too.
Okay, well,
I think though, just a caveat, you can get it more than once. And if they do, I think we need to look at it again. I don't think it's right, if somebody falls ill twice just because they already got paid for it, we shouldn't look at it again.
good point. Sometimes they're not taking the full 10 days though. We've found that out. Like if they get sick, and they didn't know they had it, and then they, because it's from the onset of symptoms or after a test, or if it's around the Christmas break, Thanksgiving break. So some people that have had it haven't taken the full 2 weeks, so they might still have some left if they get it again.
Well, and the other problem that you have is somebody could have quarantined earlier because they had a family member that had
Yeah.
it. But they didn't get it, but now they get it later. Because I know that's
And
happening out at
and
APS,
that's not fair to them.
so. Right.
I mean, if we're gonna be fair, we need to be fair all the way.
Well, they still have their sick leave they could use too, so
But then you've got that same problem that you just said, that they come to work sick because they don't wanna use.
not if we know. We know. But yeah, you're right, I did say that. If there's a question, we want them to, I have a good example I could give you. I'll say it in hypothetical terms. Someone was exposed, they questioned their principal if they should come to work on Monday. The principal tells them, no, don't come to work, since you had close contact with someone who probably had the virus. The principal said, just slow down, take the day or two, use your COVID leave, and let's see if you develop any symptoms, because that's the time that they would be contagious. Well, then, come to find out, the first day is fine, second day, third day, the person wakes up very sick. That person would have infected everybody on campus. So it was that was a very good illustration of that. So that's true. That's right. That's what we're trying to prevent is that thing from happening. But you said, you know, if they have it twice, if they get it twice. So in that case,
They do.
yeah, we didn't know, they didn't know if they had it. But this leave saved us maybe from infecting a lot of people, is I guess, the point I'm trying to make. That person might have come to school if they had to use leave that wasn't COVID leave. Maybe, maybe not, it's hard to say.
Any more discussion? Okay, call for the vote. Rhonda?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Dayton?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Eldon?
Yep.
I motion that we approve the 146-day draft for the 21-22 calendar.
It says 148.
I motion that we approve the 146.
He's picking the 146.
He's picking the one he wants. So if we give a second, then we can cuss and discuss it.
That
So
way-
I'll give you a second.
The one, the same as this year's, the same numbers as this year. School days,
I'll give a second so we can legally cuss and discuss.
okay.
And then I just want to look and say, what do the principals feel that their teachers would like the best?
I guess I'll go back to last year when we were talking about calendars last year. Most of the teachers preferred longer days, at least from my staff meetings, the ones that were vocal, preferred more days. When we polled the teachers this year, we didn't offer the 146, so I don't know I couldn't tell you their view on the 146.
There's educational reasons. I wrote the survey. I didn't include it. There were educational reasons why I didn't include it. Of course, I'm not downing anybody or their opinion. Vote how you'd like. And the results of the survey, about 38 people took it, and 38 took it, and it was about 60% wanted, out of 148 or 150, wanted the 148 one. And our principals also told me they were good with the 148 one, because I asked them before I wrote my recommendation. They can speak to you now if they like.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, that's what most of my staff looked at as 148.
Do we have any more discussion?
If there is one teacher here, I don't know if he has any input. I do not. You're welcome.
Okay, so,
So it looks like everything's the same between 148 and 146, other than you start on the 4th of August instead of the 9th of August. You have 2 days in the first week of August. Other than that, it's the same. The 150 is the same as the 146, other than 4 days at the end. Instead of being done on the 19th, you're done on the 26th.
And a different start.
Start dates are the same at night for students,
No,
aren't they?
on this 150, they start on the 9th. On the 148, they
Yeah,
start
it
on the 4th.
says between the 146 and the
Oh,
150.
Yeah.
Between 146 and 150, the difference is 4 days at the end. And between the 146 and the 148, the difference is 2 days at the beginning. We're talking 2 days or 4 days, or no extra days. Looks like all the holidays and everything else are the same, spring breaks.
it's this year's calendar pushed back 1 day, so that it starts,
146 is 148.
yes, the 146.
148 is 2 days in the first week of August.
And just for I may be asking a redundant question, what is the reason for those 2 days?
Well, to help us meet the requirements. So there's 2 different requirements. There's a day, requirement of meeting the days and the hours. So, this helps us. Depending on what passing periods they would let us count, if you were to approve the 140, and I've explained this to Mr. Flake, if you were to approve the 146-day calendar, we may have to increase our day by a few minutes because of that, so that,
Because we're still, even if we have an all-day kindergarten, they don't count the whole day, right? I mean, those are some of the problems that we have, am I right?
Well, there's a minimum for kindergarten. Every grade level has a minimum hours you have to go, so.
And the junior high has the highest, correct?
I think it's 4th through 7th,
So
4th through 8th.
Are we
grade, probably.
meeting that?
Are we not meeting our hours at 146?
We are,
So,
Because that's what we did this year, right, 146?
correct.
now, hold on, it depends on who's interpreting what, because there's some rules here, like they don't let you count the first passing period of a day. They don't let you count either the passing period before or after a lunch, but according to some other documents, and you have different agencies that will publish different things, they will let you count lunch, but not one of the passing periods. And when you add those minutes up, there's
So you're wanting to give us those 2 extra days, so no matter how it's interpreted, we're covered?
partially because I think a little bit more instructional days are healthy too. Like, yeah,
But we could be in a world of hurt if the wrong interpreter looked at it,
yeah.
and so we
the
need
funding
those 2
question.
extra days just so we're in compliance.
There could be funding in question, yeah, definitely.
But they're not gonna fund you for extra time, they're just gonna fund you up to the time, but they're not gonna fund you so we go, like if we did 150 and had 4 extra days, they're not paying us 4 extra days
Oh,
for
it's
the money,
just
correct?
They can go back and give you a bill once they give you an audit. I've seen that happen to districts. So a few years from now, they go and they look at our stuff real close and they say, oh, you misinterpreted, calculation here. And they'll say, you owe the district, or you owe the state back this amount. That's happened, and it's happened in their calculation with NAVIT students. If they'll claim NAVIT students for minutes that they're here or not. But say we approve the 148, and then something happens, and, like a pandemic, and the week of Thanksgiving, we want to take it off, we still have enough days that we don't have to give the online instruction like we would have this year. That was another reason I'd like to push the instructional days up just a little bit.
To give us a cushion.
Yeah, because if we would have taken that week of Thanksgiving this year off, like we discussed, we would have had to have some online stuff for the students, and maybe we want to, but I think probably not. I think most teachers, if there's a problem like that, let's just cancel school, those 2 days or something like that.
So what's your reasoning, Karsten?
last year when we discussed this, a lot of the community got involved, and they wanted as long a summer as possible. And that was part of the reason of shorting.
I'll bet if we asked them now after their kids have been home as long as they'll say go 155.
It might be different now, but that was part of
That was
the
your
rationale
reasoning, is talking to the community.
of last year.
Was a big deal.
Well, and in all fairness, unless things change a lot, can't go nowhere.
That is true. But that was a big thing of the community, is condense the school year so that they had a longer
time.
summer. Which, last summer, they got a very long one, yes.
Well, from my understanding, the administration and the teachers that responded are saying to go for the 148, which to me, they're the ones that have to try and educate our children. If they need 2 extra days to knock them, to help teach them.
Okay, so,
What was the consensus last year? Because if I remember right now, I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. the consensus of a lot of the teachers wanted one thing last year, and then the board wants something else.
Teachers, if I remember correctly, wanted to hire.
Wanted a few more days.
The community is what wanted the,
All right, well, we've got 146 on the, under question, shall we take a vote?
well, we
You have
seconded
to.
it, so now we have to, yeah. Okay,
Well, you don't have to. You can re-motion.
Let's just
Anybody
vote.
wants to re-motion. Okay.
You can.
so call for the vote, myself, yes, Dayton,
I don't really know yet at this point, but I guess I have to decide. I would be fine with 146, I'd also be fine with 148. So I guess I'll vote yes on 146.
okay, Andrew,
No.
Rhonda,
No.
Eldon,
No,
okay,
so I'll make a motion that we approve the calendar for 148.
I'll second.
Wait,
who gets it?
who seconded it?
Pick one.
So call for the vote, Dayton,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Eldon,
Yep.
myself, no. The election of the,
Turn this back on. There we go.
move to the election, of the board officers, the clerk and the president. I'm willing to stay if that's the consensus.
I don't want to be the clerk.
I make a motion that Eldon become the president.
Honestly, I'd rather do that than clerk. Because I'm horrible at taking notes. Okay.
Somebody has to second it.
I'll say
Okay, call for the vote, Andrew,
Yes.
Dayton,
yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Eldon,
I'll abstain.
myself, yes. Now we need a clerk.
I'm gonna motion that Rhonda gets to be the clerk.
I'll second it.
Y'all gotta slow down.
She's already doing the job.
So call for the vote, Dayton, Andrew,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Abstain.
Eldon,
Yes,
myself, yes.
thank you, Rhonda.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I felt bad after I watched you.
So, I motion that we keep the meetings the second Tuesday of the month and start at 6.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion?
I think it's
Oh.
good to keep it the same if we can.
Can I also include the district website and front office windows for the posting?
Yes.
We can do all that at once?
I think so.
Okay, do you still want to second that? Okay. Any discussion? Okay,
Supposed to
call.
be one, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
supposed to be one official site, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that has been, the front window here.
Yeah, Okay.
We haven't officially ever made that change to the website.
but we
We've
do
posted it in
posted it.
different places.
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
the
we
time.
always try to, not trying to hide
At the
anything.
post office as well. I've seen it
Yeah.
in different places, so.
Okay, so call for the vote. Myself, yes. Eldon?
Yep.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Aaron? Andrew? Dayton?
Yes.
Is there a,
Any discussion items need to be brought up? And then what's the next one? Information.
no, yeah.
I could have included these in my thing, but they're gonna start on this project tomorrow morning. That's what they reported to us here, the inside work.
With real lights?
Yeah.
These are real lights.
Yeah.
Only half of one?
And then the roofing, the high school roof is gonna go out to bid, I guess, on January 21st is the pre-bid meeting.
Roof on the high school?
Not the one, the one that...
Not over the
been
pool,
done.
so the other one?
The hallways and all that.
Okay.
The whole rest of that main building?
Yeah.
Didn't we have
Yeah,
one
okay.
on the elementary? Did that get approved?
That, we're
Is it
waiting
still
on
under-
the construction documents,
Okay.
so it should be any
So
day
that's
now.
still in the works of
Yeah,
trying?
so that could be in January too, but I haven't heard yet.
Have we included local contractors on that bid list and information?
Yeah, we could definitely try. So if I remember correctly, sometimes it's tough when they have to have like a large bond, that you probably know.
The law requires, be published in the paper, and then it goes on our website, and then anybody who wants to get the bid, there's links on the website, and then you can download the documents and stuff, so.
Yeah, we
That's what
can we can get it to local folks, easy.
Because today, as a matter of fact, there's been a second contractor in the last couple of months wanting to know why Josie Schools does not use local contractors anymore.
It depends on the project, I could answer.
Well, no, I told them that, don't know, I'm not included in that part.
But yeah,
That was the easy answer.
I could tell you, we haven't received a local contracting bid. I've been involved in all of them. Has he not applied? We could talk more offline, but here, outside this meeting, but yeah, I'm all about helping the local guy out here, so. And they would be more vested in doing the work too. It's not like I'm trying to keep work away from any contractor.
I was under the impression that, like, if it's awarded by SF, that I thought the companies had to be in a certain approved list of the contractors.
No.
That's not
They might
how
have to
it
make
works?
make a bond, so they have to be bonded and, qualified to do a certain job, like certified or so, that, but
Okay.
if you're getting bids, like 3 bids, that's open.
It can-
You don't have to go from any list. If you were doing a project, what they call from the, there is a,
Approved vendor list.
yeah, that, where if you don't go to bid, you just hire somebody out. There is a list for that, but
Oh.
not on any of these
And
projects.
who sets that list?
State.
State Procurement, Office of
So
Administration.
like if I had a
Joke.
company or,
Yeah, it is.
It's a terrible joke. Sorry.
It is a monopoly.
That's not this project, and a matter of fact, the high school one was not either. The big swimming pool roof project, that wasn't, one that we had to pull off that list. This one was, at the request of SFB, because they wanted to see if we could get, if it could get done faster, and it actually didn't.
So if it goes out to bid, anybody can bid on it.
if it's advertised.
But if we're not advertising a bid, then it has to go to this vendor list.
It could go to the vendor.
You can go to a vendor list, so you don't have to advertise, because they're supposedly state approved, and they've gone through all this
Okay.
stuff so that they don't have to bid, and that they're broke up into certain categories. I mean, I've done a couple of
Isn't
those.
that usually though for smaller things, for smaller projects?
Depends on the project. It's all over the place. Some of them, ADOT, you can almost go with anybody on a certain approved list up to 10,000. Then they have one from 10 to 50,000, then they start going crazy.
Okay.
But just approved vendor list does not by any means mean they're the cheaper one.
That's definitely what I heard, and we learned some things on this deal too, so that's a good point, and, we don't have to do that. We can always go out to bid if we think that's the better option, it appears to be.
Do we have any requests for future agenda items? And our next board meeting is February 9th at 6 p.m.
2020.
on,
2020.
yeah, it better be 2021.
Going back
in time.
I don't wanna go through 2020 again.
My motion that we adjourn the meeting, the time being 6:59.
I'll second.
Okay, myself, yes, Eldon? Yep. Rhonda? Andrew?
First 3 or 4
Dayton?
Oh, after that,
Okay.
Spring break, man. It's right outside of the project.
I was told by, Steve the other day, but it's his name.